If you live in Canada, you may have noticed a slight increase in the cost of living. Everyone is aware of the expensive housing prices and cost of living in places in cities like Vancouver and Toronto. However, other Canadian provinces are having their own challenges. In particular, Saskatchewan and Alberta. I read this report and I was just floored. I couldn't believe what I found, and I just amazed that it's this bad here. And I'll get exactly into the details of what I mean. The Fraser Institute of Research published a report called Our Incomes Are Falling Behind: Earnings Report and Studies of Canadian Provinces and US States from 2010 to 2022. Now, some Canadian provinces have experienced a modest increase in their wages to keep up with inflation, and other provinces are severely lagging. Now, it's no secret that everyone is aware that wages and salaries in Canada haven't kept up with inflation. And most people are aware that wages and salaries in Canada are behind the US. Well, this chart here shows the average median salaries for Canadian provinces when compared to the United States. As you can see, in 2010, pretty much every person that lived in America in every state is making more than people that live in Canada in their respective provinces, except for Alberta. Now, if we fast forward to 2022, pretty much every Canadian province is behind all of the US states. Even Alberta has drastically fell. So Americans are hands down making more money than Canadians. I actually made a great video on this very topic, comparing American incomes to Canadian incomes. And it goes in depth and gives a thorough analysis of the cost of living, everything you can think of, to find out who's actually richer, Canadians or Americans. I'll link that video up above. And I just want to give a personal shout out and thank you to those people that took time out of their busy day to actually watch it and comment on it. I really appreciate that. I used median averages here, as that's what the report states, because they are more accurate, as you know, than averages, because averages can be skewed by high or low outliers. But for right now, I want to dive more into the details regarding Alberta and Saskatchewan salaries. And trust me when I say the results are truly shocking. You won't believe it. In case we haven't met, I'm Aaron, a 20-year corporate accountant and analyst living in Western Canada. I talk about personal finance, investing, investment portfolios, and so forth. If this all sounds like something you'd be interested in, consider subscribing to my channel. This chart here shows the change in median salaries over the past 12 years. Saskatchewan has experienced a horrible increase of only $961 in wages and salaries. This is the median salary increase, only $961 in total over 12 years, which translates to $80.80 per year for an increase. If we were to use a conservative approach, adjusting the salary for a modest 2% per year to take into account inflation, which is actually much higher in many years, the average salary of someone in Saskatchewan should be $43,083. So a person on average is earning $8,151 less than what they actually should be earning. And in Alberta, the scenario is actually much worse, if you can imagine. The average median salary was $40,525 in 2010. As of 2022, the average median salary is $38,969, a difference of negative $1,555. People are actually losing money. And if we use an average inflationary rate of 2%, pretty much the bare minimum for inflation, the average median salary for someone living in Alberta should be $51,395. So they are being underpaid by roughly $12,400.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
These sobering statistics are a wake-up call for every struggling professional and investor that live in these two provinces. You might think, well, my salary and wage isn't too bad. I don't know about that. And as you probably realize, every hardworking person that lives in Saskatchewan or Alberta, we're all in the same boat. We're all being probably underpaid in comparison to our American counterparts.
Clients are having a tough time. Soaring demand has driven up home prices at a time where there isn't a lot of housing to go around.
At the heart of these contrasting trends lies a complex interplay of economic forces. In Saskatchewan, a diversified economy rooted in agriculture and a relatively lower cost of living has cushioned wage growth, albeit modestly. Now, I've lived and worked in Alberta all my life, and the lack of investment in Alberta and the decline in oil and gas where I've worked, well, of course, that all plays a factor, similar to the decline in agriculture and the challenges they face. But that's only part of the puzzle. Alberta's heavy reliance on a volatile oil and gas sector, combined with soaring housing costs in urban centres, has left many workers facing stagnant or even declining incomes. This divergence isn't just about numbers. It's a reflection of deeper structural shifts affecting our labour markets and living standards. Digging deeper into Saskatchewan's modest wage increase, we see that the province's economic stability is bolstered by its strong agricultural base and more affordable housing market.
The Saskatchewan government claims this is the most affordable province in Canada. Let's break that down. The Finance Department combined housing costs in Regina with provincial utilities and taxes. It compared that total to other Canadian cities. Saskatchewan is the most affordable province for home-owning families of four who make more than $75,000 a year. It's the second most affordable province for single renters who make at least $40,000. But about half of all Canadians make less than $41,000 a year. So this formula of affordability doesn't add up for everyone.
However, in Alberta, it's a slightly different story. These economic factors have exposed oil and gas workers of the harsh reality of relying on the oil and gas sector and its volatility. When oil prices fall, as they have on several occasions over the past decades, wages suffer dramatically. Additionally, skyrocketing housing costs in major urban centers like Calgary and Edmonton have further eroded real income. The report bluntly states the gap between nominal wage increases and the actual cost of living has widened, particularly in resource-dependent regions such as Alberta, illustrating the severe challenges faced by its workforce. Now, I don't want this video to become political, as I'm trying to steer away from that and focus more on investments, but I do remember when Trudeau and the Liberal government got elected for a second term. And the day after they got elected, like the next day after they were elected for their second term, in Calgary, one of the major oil and gas producers announced, oh, guess what? We are packing up and moving our corporate headquarters to America the very next day. And well, no, this has nothing to do with election results. This is just based on our strategic operations and what we feel is best for the company. That could be, but I really question the coincidence of the timing and everything. Like it just seems suspicious. This analysis gives us some key takeaway points for professionals. My advice to take away from this would be 1, invest in yourself and negotiate higher wages. There's a time and place where you should get paid a higher wage. I've been in the industry for a long time. And unfortunately, when you're just starting out in the industry, you may not have a lot of experience, so you pretty much have to take what you can get. You're just starting out and trying to build your resume. However, after you've been in for some time and you have experience under your belt, you have that foothold in the industry, start negotiating your salary. It is so important, and so many people have been, oh shucks, I'll take whatever the company offers. I need this job. I've been on both sides of the table. I've done the interviewing and I've been interviewed. And I've been on numerous interviews and I usually knock it out of the park. And how I do that is if you can negotiate professionally and back up your claims, like you're a hard worker, you have education and experience under your belt, you come off looking better if you can negotiate for a higher salary because you're saying, I know my worth. I will deliver for the company, but I want compensation for my efforts and my knowledge, what I bring to the table. You come off looking better because the company realizes, oh, wow, this person must really be worth something. Okay, and if you can back it up, you are far much better negotiating that salary off the start rather than trying to do it after you're a few years down the road into the job. It is much harder actually to do it, believe it or not, rather than right at the start. And then you just continue to work your way up from there. So negotiating your salary at the start is so important because you're leaving money on the table. The company is given a range. And I know that they're given a range to play with. So if you're always coming in mid or lower level, sure, you might get the job, but you're underscoring and losing money. So don't leave money on the table and fight for yourself. Someone that comes in and says, oh, okay, I'll take whatever you offer me. I'm just happy to have a job. Just please hire me. Suddenly you look a little bit desperate. You come off better by saying, no, I'll work hard for you, but you're going to pay for that. Fight for your salary and know your worth. The second point is this really depicts and shows sobering statistics about Canada's lagging economy, failing GDP per capita, and just how bad certain parts of Canada are doing in comparison to other places such as the US. I'm sure there's other countries as well that aren't performing as well, but America is our closest counterpart for a comparison. But we're starting to fall behind in major key sectors and areas. And I understand that this is influenced by oil and gas, the economy, agriculture, and there's fluctuations. However, $962 over 12 years, like that's the increase, and other places seeing a decrease. Like, what is going on? Number 3, don't rely on your 9-to-5 job anymore as your sole source of income. I know it's hard, right? And for many people it is. It's their only source of income. However, if you're relying on it for your only source of income, trust me, I've been in oil and gas for a number of years. And when everything's performing well and you're in that boom cycle, sure, everything's great. You can go out and get a job, no problem. And the pay is usually pretty high. However, when it starts to hit a recession and goes into a bust cycle, you're really scrambling. And if that's your only source of income, you're in trouble, especially if EI and all those other things start to run out. You can't find a contract job. You're looking for part-time work. You don't have a leg to stand on, whereas multiple income streams are giving you additional legs to help support you in times of financial hardship. So that's why I'm such a proponent of diversifying your income streams as much as you can. Then number 4, with that additional income that you're earning from your whatever your passive or secondary income is, whether that be a part-time job, a side hustle, whatever, you take that money and channel it towards smart investments and decisions. That's why I started this channel, Earn Money Mindset, because I believe so powerfully in the power of solid investments and decisions. I talk about personal finance, investing, building a solid, reputable portfolio and options to choose from and things you want to look at. Many of these investments and financial decisions, all that, I already had a lot of the education, experience, and then so many of the ratios, how to pick a stock, how to calculate out financial ratios, build a portfolio. Well, I knew most of this, and I've been investing for years and years. So this stuff comes real easy to me. So once you understand it and you start working and building a solid foundation of your portfolios, you continue to grow and branch out from there, and you only get stronger. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, learning to build solid investment portfolios, consider subscribing to my channel. These salary increases or decreases aren't just numbers. They're sobering statistics and financial indicators of the importance of financial planning. Fight for your salary increases and raises, diversify your income streams, and take those earnings and put it into smart investments. By doing so, you'll not only build a solid investment portfolio, but you'll be protecting your financial future. For more detailed insights about this research and findings from the Fraser Institute of Research, be sure to check out their paper. It's actually a really interesting read. If you're curious whether you should make an RSP contribution or an extra mortgage payment on your house, check out this next video here.